Investors at the Ghanaian equities market are trading cautiously ahead of the presidential election petition verdict set for Thursday this week. Meanwhile, the country's local currency, the cedi, continues to struggle against the US dollar on rising inflation and weaker commodity prices, particularly gold. Collins Appiah joins me now for more on Ghana's market trade and outlook. Thank you so much, Collins, for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, it looks like the main event for the Ghanaian markets this week going forward will be the presidential verdict, the outcome of the petition. Now, the market has always had this information. So this time around, now that we're very close to the verdict date, how much of an impact is it having on market trade?
I think today, as at the time I went through the platform to check the stock prices, we still not have recorded any price change on our market. And we believe that in obvious terms, people are just waiting to see what is going to happen come Thursday. And definitely, if something positive comes their way, then they will start probably trading on it. So after today, there has been some trade, but people are not really either decreasing price or increasing price on our stock market. When you take the currency, for instance, today, surprisingly, yesterday there was some losses as well, but today, surprisingly, it was able to stabilize against the US dollar and depreciate against the pound and stabilize as well with the CFA and the euro. So we think that the pending by this Thursday is likely or is having a negative impact more or less on most of the indicators that we have in Ghana.
Okay, talking about the Ghanaian cedi now, analysts forecast that the cedi could weaken as much as 10% against the US dollar by year end, of course, on rising inflation and gold prices, which continue to weaken. Are those your sentiments also? Do you think the Ghanaian cedi could fall as much as 10%?
I really agree with some of the forecasts that have come out in terms of looking at 2.15 or 1, loss in terms of the exchange rate. But I think what we also should be mindful of is the fact that the kind of intervention that the central bank has been taking in recent times. If you recall, just a few months ago, we just did this euro bond, in some foreign. We know that the gold, our exports, in terms of gold and other things, are not going in favor of most of these exchange rate. But we believe that as much as the central bank still stand ready to support the currency, we're hoping that it will continue to tumble, but not to the worst performance that is recorded during election time.
Okay, what about, because we do know that gold prices are also falling and have fallen about 18% so far this year. According to analysts, this could cause the Ghanaian government about $2.6 billion in lost foreign exchange for 2013. Do you also share these sentiments, or do you think that some of the measures being taken by the Ghanaian government could mitigate this fall?
Sorry, again, I lost you on
gold prices continue to fall and are currently down, according to latest data, currently down about 18% so far this year. And they say that that could cost Ghana about $2.6 billion US in lost foreign exchange. But you have said that the Ghanaian government has taken a number of measures to mitigate this. Do you think that at the end of the day, this effort will be sufficient enough to protect the Ghanaian coffers?
I still think that the central bank have given the indication that they are still going to issue a lot of government bonds instead of making provision for our infrastructure development. Normally, if we decide to do this in foreign currency, then we believe that this will also sort of go to cushion the downward trend that we're seeing from our export and gold prices and so on and so forth. So, as I said, it still depends on what the central bank decides to do. They have given us an indication that that's what they will probably be doing. In terms of our import cover, I still believe that we are still around 3.3 months import cover at the moment. And that's on average, if you look about a 10-year period, that's what we've had almost of the year. So if they continue to do that, we should still be fine in terms of our exchange rate, irrespective of what is happening on the international market.
Okay, let me ask you this. As an analyst, would you say that the Central Bank of Ghana has done all it could within the present circumstances to help protect the cedi?
Sorry, line is really bad for me.
I said, as an analyst, would you say, looking at all the measures that the Ghanaian Central Bank has taken, would you say that the Central Bank has done all it can within the present circumstances to protect the cedi?
I don't know whether you are asking what my opinion is in terms of giving all the indicators, whether the government will be able to most of the target that you set for yourself.
Okay, I'll just try it one more time. Obviously, the line is not too good. Just your thoughts on whether or not, as an analyst, you believe the central bank of the Ghanaian Central Bank has done all it can to help protect the currency.
For me, I think they've done some now, but it still depends on how the exchange rate continues to move. The movement of the exchange rate will determine how they should go ahead. Because I don't know, as I said, almost last month when they realized that things were, they went out to do the Euro bond, and the Euro bond brought in some foreigners. They are also doing some talking with foreigners to bring, in terms of infrastructure development, to bring, money in. I don't know, when it happens that the exchange rate has more or less stabilized, then there's no need to sort of still go ahead and implement some of these bond issues that you want to do. But if the situation gets worse, you have to still come out with policy. I think that the central bank has got the ultimate, goal to stabilize prices on our market. And when you talk of price, we are talking about the exchange rate as well as inflation. And I believe that that's what they are set up to do. And so I think that they also will continue to do what they can in their own, opinion to support the currency.